I have this question that I don't think a lot of people know, but doing my homework, I found out. You were crowned Miss Howard University in 1992 and Miss Collegiate African American 1993, representing 52 HBCUs throughout the U.S. Can you briefly tell us about those experiences and how that has helped or benefited you in your career, if that?
This is so wonderful. I'm so glad that you asked about that, because I don't get asked about that a lot, because it was, nearly 30 years ago. Well, 30 plus years ago for Miss Howard and Miss Collegiate. So I was never wanting to go to college. Let me just be clear. I was going to New York. I was going to be on Broadway, and that was the trajectory. I worked really hard in high school. I thought I was going to, shoot straight up to New York, and it looked like that was what was happening. I graduated, and one of the first things that happened was I got a national tour of Dreamgirls. This wasn't the big tour where I was Effie. This was a bus and truck where I was Laurel. And while I was on tour, I met a young woman who played Michelle. Her name is Nicole Powell. And she asked me what I was going to be doing after the tour. And I said, well, I'm going to stay in New York and audition on Broadway. She said, no, you're not. You're going to Howard, and you are going to pledge Diva. And I was like, what is Diva? And what are you talking about? I'm not going to college. Like, what is that? That's for suckers. Like, I'm already good at what I do. What are you talking about? So the tour ended and jobs started waning, which was weird because I was always booking. And it was like, I'm not booking. What's happening? And Mike Malone called me and he said, I want to revive the musical theater program at Howard University. Would you come and be a part of this? And I was like, I don't have any money for school. What are you talking about? He was like, don't worry about that. Well, I went and showed up, and sure enough, scholarship every single year. So by the time it was 1991, I pledged DIVA, which is what Nicole was talking about, which is organization, Divine Intelligent Versatile Artists Society for Women in the Arts, exclusively at Howard University, will be 40 years old next year. And Reggie Ray, who was one of my angels and mentors, said, you're going to go out for Miss Howard. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm at Howard University. I'm chocolate. That's not their vibe. You know what I mean? I mean, it was very colorism. We talk about the 90s. We're talking about school days, good and bad hair. She would want to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, clearly this girl was not going to be Miss Howard. And he's like, yes, you are. And I was like, okay, whatever you say so. And he started grooming me and priming me to be ready. So before Miss Howard comes, Miss Fine Arts. So I figure I got that pretty nailed down. Like I pretty much know how to sing a song and say some words and make people love me. I pretty much got that thing down. But Miss Howard, that's a bigger platform. Well, turns out it was my destiny. I went out for it. And by the time we finished the opening number, I could see that the audience was like, we like her.
Wow.
Meanwhile, let me just tell you how charmed my college experience was. Debbie Allen put the crown on my head as Miss Howard.
Wow.
Incredible.
Wow.
After Miss Howard, I'm like, okay, that's great. Miss Howard, yay. They go, no, there's a bigger pageant than this. It's for all of the HBCUs. Miss Howard, sometimes we go, sometimes we don't. We've never placed. And we've never won, so it's not a big deal for us. You can go if you want to. Go over to Blackburn and see if they can scrape up some money for you to go. It's in Orlando. It's on TV. The previous winner was from Spelman. She was quoting Nietzsche. She's a philosophy major. Like, I'm thinking out of my league. I go over to Blackburn. I beg for the money. They give me the money. I buy my dress for $200 at a little Indian shop on Silvio Road. Hair slicked back. No real makeup, no chaperone, no $10,000 gown. Went down there, put my head down, did what they told me to do, won. Wow. And it was incredible. I mean, Mickey and Minnie were in kente cloth, and we got a car and a trip to Egypt. I took my grandmother. I mean, it was like amazing. And so those two experiences. Morris Chestnut and Cinda Williams were the hosts of the pageant the year that I won. And the year that I gave the crown to the next Miss Collegiate, Ella Joyce and Robert Guillaume. And, I got to meet Nia Long, and I got to meet Vesta, who I loved so much. Rest in peace. And it was just a very charmed experience. And I got to touch a lot of young women's lives who I'm actually still in touch with some of them today. So very, very blessed. So excited to have had that opportunity. I look around my house and I'm like, this is you. It's incredible. It's incredible. This little girl from Southeast. It's incredible.